Oh, I see. That's good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, it's because the timeline. When I call you another way, then you call up. That's all right. I never did.
You sent an email on the next I'm going to Kickstart. Oh, I can go on to Kickstart.
Some of the people will be here, not all. Some of the people apply for the cast. So what we're planning to do today is some of the actors who apply to play a role, I'll ask them to choose themselves and play their self-takes. That'll be interesting. Even though they haven't got the role, it's good for them. It's a good PR for them as well, isn't it?
Yes.
I thought we'll try it out. I haven't really spoken to anybody, and I'll ask them if it's working with them. So. Something to do.
And is Unit E finished now?
Yeah, we're on the post-production.
What?
We're doing the post-production. We're in the editing. We found a good editor. He's an Indian guy. So he's...
What's his name?
I forgot. Yeah, but I'll find out.
As long as he's doing the job. This room is smaller than upstairs.
Yes. Yes. I remember you as well, yes. Standing. You probably follow me.
Paloma, I would love to have you here. Paloma, if you can recognize or speak to Harry. just ask you to make a little bit of space, please, in the front. We're now going to have Anthea sing for us. She used to sing with Boney M, has done a lot of musical theater, and today she's going to sing a few numbers for us. So give it up for Anthea. Thank you very much.
Just having so much fun here.
Yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunny, you spotted me in really easy pain. The dark days are gone and the bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere. Sunny one so true. I love you. Sunny, thank you for the sunshine one day. Sunny, thank you for the snow you broke my way. You gave to me your all and all, and now I feel you for. Sunny, what's so true? I love you. Sunny, thank you for the truth you let me see. Sunny, thank you for the facts from A to Z. My life was torn like a window sand, and a rock was born when you held my hand. Sunny, what's so true? I love you. Sunny, yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunny, responds me and really ease the pain. The dark days are gone and the bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere. Sunny one so true. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Right. They call you Lady Luck, but there's room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. Your only stage with me, the pickings have been lush, and then before the evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners. You might forget to stay. And so the best that I can do is Thank you. Okay, we'll have a little bit of Nina now. Told ya. My baby don't care what's wrong. My baby don't care what's wrong. My baby just cares. My baby cares I shall do Rivers of Babylon. By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down amazing ladies in Redwood. Have a wonderful time. Keep hobnobbing and chattering and doing your contacts or whatever you're going to do this evening. Have fun. Bye. Thank you.
your name, Nico, if you can come after the sound. Test, test. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three.
So I
everybody, if you want to just maybe take a seat, because we're gonna be screening a movie. It's a documentary experimental film called Mélange the Art. So if you want to take a seat, just so you get a good view of the screen, feel free to have a seat and just enjoy. Thank you guys. Hello. Hi guys, sorry. I'm here with the director, Jamal.
Please everyone, if we can ask you for attention, we are gonna watch a documentary and we have a little announcement here, so if I can ask you to pause your networking for a bit, there'll be plenty time. We are here until 10 o'clock and there is even after party. So please take your seats if you can, or go to the back of the room, as we won't be able to see, we want everyone to be able to see this beautiful documentary. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm here with the director of the movie Mélange the Art, Jamal, and he's going to introduce his movie now. So please enjoy. Thank you.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Jermaine. I'm the director of Mélange the Art. It's a short experimental documentary film about a photographer and a musician who meet and have a conversation about the links between photography and music. So I hope by the end of the film you guys leave with some nuance or novelty about the connections between photography and music. And I made it with a close team of Sabrina, Chess, UJ, Mia, who can't be here today, Tamor, and the writers Nathan Lycan, Tizar, and Freddie as well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
Action. Hi, I'm UJ. Also go by Shoot Your Death Shot. So one of the things people misunderstand about photography is thinking everything is all about the gear. And as much as it may seem like it's all about the gear, it's really not. Obviously, there's someone behind the cameras working the whole gear, and there's someone deciding that this is how it's supposed to be, this is how the photography should go. And I feel like photography should be spontaneous. Favorite artists I would like to work with in the future would be Gus Dapperton and Creel Santino. Very sick artists that have this sick mind when they're trying to bring their visions to life, you know, when they're trying to do a music video and trying to portray what they've said in the music.
Music is such a huge part of my life. It honestly soundtracks my whole day, from when I wake up to in the shower, en route to wherever I'm going. I just love how powerful it is for evoking emotions. Hi, I'm Mia, aka Mimi Rich, and I'm a DJ from South East London. I guess one misconception about DJs is that it's easy, and that mean, like, what do DJs even do? If you like come and look at the decks, you'll see the spaceship that it is. I love how music connects to different art forms, like whilst drawing or painting. It just sets the tone for what you're doing. It's linked to all of my special memories.
So what have you been listening to lately?
There's been quite a few new album releases. Destin Conrad brought out a new jazz album, which I love.
Do you think you get like images in your head when you listen to a song?
I think where I'm more of a beat person, opposed to really taking in the lyrics,
Yeah.
I'm more just like feeling the emotions. I can just feel it all over the body.
Yeah, just like a vibe.
Yeah, as
Decent.
opposed to like following along. It almost soundtracks the situation that I'm in as I'm listening to it. Music's so important for like memories and like capturing moments in time, because I then link it to the feelings I'm getting as I'm listening to it.
Yeah, you kind of like relate to the beats and the sound, more like a vibe. I'm a photographer, and when I listen to a song, I'm kind of like visualizing what the music video is gonna look like.
I do appreciate a good lyric. You can't be talking nonsense or
definitely.
pick that up.
What do you think lasts longer, music or pictures?
I would say music.
I disagree with you. I think photography lasts longer. Obviously, it's visual. It kind of sparks the memories of when the picture was taken, the vibe you guys were having in the moment.
I guess equally music takes you back. I guess I would argue that, I guess physically, pictures fade or get lost.
Okay, first, that's a fair point, I'm not gonna lie.
I think there's so many samples used in different tracks that they almost can like imitate a sound that sparks a memory, just as the original music did. I think the way the music is passed down for generations, like my granddad has shown me music that if I have kids, I will pass down, and it lives on through people, whereas pictures can so easily get lost along the way.
At the end of the day, after the debate, I feel like we should just agree to disagree. What do you think?
Questions.
Okay, that was very nice. Thank you very much. Do we have any questions for the director or the team about the movie? No?
I have a question.
Yes.
So what do you think lasts longer, pictures or music?
I would say music. I was thinking about this today. I would say definitely music. It's not a tangible thing. It's like lives on through memories. I think music. I know UJ would disagree, but yeah, I would say music is definitely a lot longer. Yeah.
We have another one over there.
What was the inspiration to do a small documentary on those different mediums?
Well, the documentary, it was never my plan to do like an experimental documentary. Me and Sabrina and Jess were kind of working on another project, and that kind of ended and morphed into this. So from that, I was already trying to do a documentary on UJ, and he has an interest in like photography, and he takes pictures of lifestyle sort of like musicians, and so I was trying to explore his connection to music. And so in trying to explore, I was trying to get a counterpart that could like look good in the film, act in the film. I knew Mia, and I was like, she's a DJ, and I was watching like different like French documentaries, like old French documentaries. Like one of the things that's inspired this the most is like some documentary called Chronicle of the Summer by a French sociologist and anthropologist, and it was just like someone having a conversation and just watching it unfold, but a conversation about something that we all be sort of interested in, and that's kind of what inspired me to like do an experimental, because I haven't done an experimental doc before, and I could have just gone the traditional way and just done a doc on one person, but I felt let me just try that. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
What does your previous work look like, if this is your first time doing an experimental doc?
I do documentary usually on like artists or photographers, like painters or photographers. So my previous ones are more like on painters, like fine artists, like a fine artist who paints about food, or that's what it is now. This is like my third film. So it's quite early. So it's just something that I thought to try at least, early on at least. So yeah.
Any other questions?
What's your next project?
My next project, I'm currently working on I'm sort of branching out and trying to do like a documentary on the unemployment crisis that happened recently with like a journalist. So I'm working on that, and after I've wrapped up I have another art documentary that I'm trying to finish about a painter who paints about like the society and like social rituals, like cheers for drinks, stuff like that. So I'm trying to wrap that up, and then just continue like a business, a documentary production business, like under the name of like Saga Art Story. So that's kind of where I'm trying to go after this.
What makes you so interested in documentaries?
What makes me so interested in documentaries is that I like stories. I really love stories. I thought to do films, but documentaries for me is just like I like to research as well, so it's interesting to research, to understand about people's life and to sort of find the truth, because that's kind of what it's about, like finding the truth in things. That's what really interests me. It's kind of like as well with films, it's like, there's a lot of budget and there's a lot of things, but with documentaries you can kind of be intimate with your subject and just explore them, and it's not as much hassle, but maybe one day I'll get into films, but yeah, that's why I like.
Yes.
Is there anything else you would think about branching into other than documentary?
So like as I said, I've maybe commercials. I think commercials at some point. Try that. Commercials, probably about cameras or something like that. Something still within the same vein. Commercials, I think, would be the next thing. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else? Yeah.
You mentioned an unemployment crisis in journalism. I think we live in such crazy times. I'm wondering, how is that even possible? Maybe I'm ignorant.
Oh no, not in journalism. I mean just the unemployment crisis in general with a journalist. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm just wondering. I absolutely loved what you showed. I was just thinking, what was the deliberate decision not to show, for example, Girl DJ and the photographer his work? Because I thought that was an interesting missing element of the documentary. I'm interested in that choice.
So this is actually my second time working with UJ. I've done one of them previously, so this was kind of the second thing. But I think to really answer your question, it was more like time restrictions. As my third film, sort of learning things, is we're kind of restricted with time, and so even the first place that you saw, obviously renting out, getting permits is restricted with time. We had so much planned. Even with Mia, we had so much planned, but we just couldn't get it done within a day. And she's not an actor or any. She hasn't been in this before. It's her first time. Neither is UJ. So it's kind of I would have done more. I would have done that, explored more of those things, but it was more, and also I think the focus was more on the conversation. Really, it's not really about any one person. It's more just that conversation and those ideas behind it. Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, you are looking to work with other actors, creators, that kind of thing, certainly for your next project.
Yeah, definitely. I am. I'm definitely looking to branch out. If I am to work on, I do have an idea for like, I'm thinking of working on a commercial with an actor. I think Harry knows him, Tommy, and just someone else, about like a photography commercial type thing. I kind of want to make like commercials that are like story driven. So that's where I was thinking to work with like an actor and certain things. So.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That was an incredible movie. We all enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll let everybody get back to networking. Thank you very
I'm Ryan Redwood.
Hello everyone. Once again, we have another activity for you. If I can have your attention, please. Okay, so next we have pitching. If you turn towards the front of the room where the screen is, we have lovely Paloma, and she will take you through pitching.
Exactly. So basically, we will give each person around a minute. You can pitch yourself, your idea, if you have a movie that you would like to get funded soon, or something that you want to work on. Also, if you're looking for a specific other person, for example, like you're looking for a producer, you're looking for an actor, a videographer, you can also mention that in your speech. And yeah, who wants to go first? Anybody? Anybody would like to want to pitch something?
It's a pitching event.
Yeah, everybody wants to pitch tonight. Anybody want to pitch anything? Why are you afraid? Would you like to pitch something?
Okay, if we can ask you again to pay a bit of attention. Everyone will be pitching if they have something to pitch, and this is the way for you to connect and introduce yourself.
This is actually a lot of fun. Hi, my name is Samantha. I am a writer, director.
Okay, everyone, please.
Break it up here! I never thought I'd have to use my projection. Hi, my name is Samantha Inman. I'm an actor, writer, producer, director, blah, 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 blah. And I'm working on a couple of independent projects. They're currently psychological thrillers, which are obviously making quite a market right now. They are female-led projects, which is really, really exciting. And I'm looking for investors and producers and financing for one of them in particular. However, for the other one, I actually have a massive favor from everybody in the room because I'm looking to build an audience. And I'm looking to build a community. So long story short, one of the films is quite literally an experimental zero-budget film. It's designed that way so that I can literally be a showcase as a director and as an actor and as a writer. However, to prove that I am marketable as such, I have created a channel on TikTok, and it is a very generic, very influency kind of want-to-be style. But the idea is because one of the characters in the film is a TikToker. So it's to build this whole idea and this whole audience and this whole community so that later down the line, you guys can help promote future projects. And it can be organic, and it can be network-led, and it can be community-led or crowd-funded. So the TikTok channel is Kendra_Rain. That's spelled RAY in E5. I can obviously show it to you guys if you need to down the line if you have questions. But it's to promote a film that is coming out that I'm getting ready to film in August. Like I said, independent projects, female-led projects, trying to do other projects down the line, but to prove to investors and producers that this sort of thing is interesting and that this sort of thing is marketable, because one of the biggest conversations and one of the biggest issues for a lot of female directors is getting that first film seen and getting that money seen.
Can you tell us the budget?
The first one is nothing, literally community budget. It's literally no budget. It's myself, a dear friend of mine, and then another colleague of mine. It's literally 3 people for this first film, but it's to prove a point that it can be done, and it can be done without AI. The second film hopefully would be significantly larger, would have a lot more talent, much bigger cast, but the first one is genuinely a zero-budget film. We are not doing it in student style. We are actually doing some of the visual effects, but it's to prove a point.
How many minutes?
Sorry?
How many minutes?
minutes.
Full length, yeah, 60 or
It's a full length. It's a feature.
90.
Hopefully 90. We'll see, depending on some B-roll films and stuff. But that's the anticipation, is it's about a 90-minute film. So there would be feature lengths, and it would mean so much to build an organic audience, so that when I present it to producers, or I can present it to investors down the line and showcase my work, I can be like, hey guys, look, it's crowdfunded. There is an audience, there is a drive for this sort of thing. And obviously we've seen that with things like Obsession and Backrooms, where it can happen. So I'm trying to do it as a female, trying to do it, so that not all the guys are just doing everything. Like, come on. Leaving it to the guys? Come on, ladies. We can do better than that.
Thank you very much.
If you've got questions or you want to see the TikTok page so that you can immediately find it, please find me. Please find me. It would mean so much.
Thank you guys. Is there anybody else in the audience that would like to pitch anything tonight? Yes, please. Oh, sorry, there was somebody behind you. Yes.
So this, so my name's Becca Michelle. I'm hoping to make something of this idea that I've had. Basically, I thought this might make a sitcom called The Cheapskates, or or Pretensions on a Shoestring. And basically, this couple are very, very pretentious. They live in a council flat, although they own a property in France. And the wife thinks she's the pillar of the community because she runs a local choir and does various things for charities. The husband is a salesman who's away a lot, and while he's away, she brings in her toy boy. They pretend that they're best friends of this dementing old lady, and it's all about their efforts to take her money from her. I've also thought of the woman as Lady Macbeth. Who would have thought the old lady had so much blood in her? So there's this other woman involved who is trying to actually care for the old lady, keep things straight, do all the tidying and cleaning that's needed, and provide food and so on, and also to keep control of the money. She actually goes to the length of hiding the checkbooks. And there's also a concerned neighbour who just does the shopping but otherwise doesn't want to be involved. The lengths that the wife pretends she's the best friend, and at the point where the other woman has managed to keep her out of the house, she sends a card. Oh, darling Madeline, oh, I've missed you so much. And then when nothing comes of that, oh, darling Madeline, do you remember how much we both loved Cats and Jean Reese, which we used to read together? And then finally, another 2 weeks later, she comes with the biggest bouquet of flowers you have ever seen. And eventually she gets back into the old lady's good books. And she then pretends that she has power of attorney while she takes the old lady to the bank. Luckily, the bank teller realizes that there's something wrong, goes to the manager, and the old lady is really aggrieved about this. Says, no, you haven't got power of attorney. And then she goes to various other of her friends and says, look at what this woman has done. And she tries again, and then she marches, the woman marches Madeline off to the bank again, makes her withdraw plenty of money, and then she goes around saying to her, oh, but your life's so boring. We must go to this wonderful restaurant, which is hugely expensive. And they go there, and after the meal, she and her husband say, oh, we don't have any money. We haven't got our cards. So Madeline has to pay. And this happens 4 times. And so it goes on. Oh, and the hoax phone calls. The hoax phone calls that she made in the middle of the night, so that the woman who was actually she pretended that they were from the woman who was actually caring for Madeline to get her out of the way so she could continue with her dirty tricks. Anyway, basically that's the line.
We will have one more over here, and that's it for tonight.
I won't take up too much time. So basically, what I'm here to, I have a production company called Taylor Fitted Productions. We've made short films in the past. One of the short films we've made before is called Unforgettable. It's about a dementia story, basically showing the differences between what a person can be like when they had dementia, or when they're developing dementia, and what they were as a person before dementia. And we've made short films before as well, and we've also right now we're transitioning into monologue showreels and headshots for actors, but we're also creating a short film moving on to creating under 5-minute short films, and our first basically under 5-minute short film is going to be shooting around December this year. So basically what I'm just saying is, if you're an actor that's looking for headshots or monologues, or if you're in the crew industry that wants to kind of get themselves out there, shout me, and yeah, we can speak.
Thank you very much.
We will also do the self-tapes as well.
Yeah.
How to explain the self-tapes for people who...
All right, we got a lot of self-tapes in for the next movie that Shy Productions is gonna be filming. And we want to show a few of them to so you can see what kind of people we're seeing for the movies. So yeah.
Anybody who auditioned for V for Victory.
So anybody who auditioned for V?
V, they can speak to. They can
they can speak to Anna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll start. That's how it starts.
Amazing. Hurry.
Yes, just give us a few seconds.
Oh yeah, sorry, can you do one more pitch?
Oh, actually there's one more pitch that I will hand over the mic now. There you go.
Only TikTok?
At the moment.
Hello.
Oi!
Alright, okay. I think it's...
You got one more!
One more pitch, please.
Good evening, everybody. Give us some time. Good evening. My name is Richard Warren. You might have seen me the last event we had here when I was promoting my 6-part drama, Cragley Village. That's still on the go at the moment. I've got my latest project, which is a film, a feature film, and it's called The Tunnel. Iconic red door, remember that? Who's the guy who had the thing with the red door? Remember? Anyway, that was me. So my name's Richard Warren. My feature film is called The Tunnel. It's a contained supernatural thriller about Daniel Bowles, a man still grieving the childhood death of his brother, Michael. When they were small, they played in a quarry and he drowned. The idea of the tunnel is he's having problems with his electricity. His bills are really high. And he can't work out why. He turns everything off and the meter's still running round. Eventually he has some problems in his dining room with the floorboards that are all cracking up and whatever. He lifts them up and there's a trapdoor and it leads to a tunnel. So that's the basic of it. And down the tunnel are all these different doors. And behind these doors are different times of his life. And if he goes in there and changes them, it changes his life when he comes back out again. So that's the idea and the thought behind it. It's not a time travel film at all. It's all about, if we could go back and change something, we would. How many times have we said, God, I wish I could go back and change that. I would never have done it that way. And this is a very similar sort of scenario. So he finds a hidden hatch beneath his dining room floor. Below the house is an impossible tunnel lined with doors, and each door leads to a moment from his past. Daniel is offered the chance to save Michael, but when Daniel changes the past, Michael lives, and Daniel's daughter Emily is erased from his life. So when he comes back out the tunnel, he saved his brother, and on the side is a photograph, and there's a picture of his brother grown up in the photo, but there's no photo of Emily. She's gone. So, and he's going to try and fight to get her back again. So that's the whole idea of that. Daniel must face Claire and Emily, the living family he failed while he was trapped in old grief. The tunnel is about grief, guilt, in a dangerous fantasy that life would be perfect if we could only go back. It's a cinematic but contained one house, one tunnel, one man and one terrible choice. I have the full screenplay, one-page overview, pitch deck available, and I would welcome a producer or director conversation to help take the tunnel forward if the project is of interest. Thank you very much.
And now we're gonna be seeing some self-tapes. Oh, yes.
Okay, one more.
One more. Sorry.
Sorry guys, I'll be very quick. Hi, so my name is Marina. I'm a producer and director, and I'm casting for the NFTS reality TV show, and we're looking for contestants, so real people, non-actors, but it might be a very good opportunity for actors as well to get some exposure, because it will be screened at the BFI in March, and it's to work with NFTS, which is very high quality project, and it's a reality age guessing game show. So we're looking for two types of people who are good at guessing the age, and also for people who don't look their age. So people, so essentially, if you think you look younger or older, and people always tell you that, they can't guess their age, come and speak to me. I have I printed a bunch of posters, which I'm happy to give you guys, and let's work together.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have Annabelle who is here. She auditioned and she would like to introduce herself, and kind of as part of her pitch, she's gonna show us self-tape as well.
Hello everyone, it's lovely to see you all. I hope you're all well. My name's Annabelle Snape. I'm an actor based in London, and we're just going to see my self-tape for V in Cyberfood. I really enjoyed playing this role, and I think her character is fascinating, so I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Oh, hello, you alright? Yeah, it's been ages. No worries. I hate comms anyway. Yeah, I mean, I applied everywhere in cybersecurity, but it's very competitive. Working here is much more peaceful, I guess. I can manage the tables, chef. Trust me. My boss doesn't seem to be in the right mind. Ricardo Tuleria. How do I know your freaking name? I know everything about you. I've been searching for you for the past 10 years. You are a fucking disgrace to our perfect society. Efficient and glorious. Did you just punch me? Fuck, man. You just ruined my makeup. Shall we start the real party? Great.
Amazing, and we're gonna play Palomas as well. Paloma, our lovely host. Paloma, would you like to introduce yourself as well?
Sure. Hi, guys. I've been speaking the whole night, but I haven't mentioned who I am. Hi, I'm Paloma. I'm an actress, an international actress, actually. I'm originally from Mexico and Austria, and I came here for drama school. I finished that last year, and since then I've just been working on a few shorts, features. Just came back from doing a play, and yeah, this is my audition for V. Enjoy.
Oh, hello. Are you alright?
It's been ages. Oh, no worries. I don't like gums anyway. I applied everywhere in cybersecurity, but, well, it's very competitive. Working here is much more peaceful, I guess. I can manage the tables, chef. Trust me. Sorry, fellas. My boss seems like he's not in the right mind. Lucardo Torreria. How do I know your name? I know everything about you. We have been searching for you for 10 years. You're a disgrace to our perfect society. Efficient and glorious. Oh, did you just punch me? Man, you ruined my makeup. Shall we start the real party? Great.
Well done. Okay, just give us a moment, and we have Becca. Becca, you can head to the front. So
Becca, please, to the front. Becca?
I'm so sorry.
There you go.
That was so good.
Thank you.
I hate watching myself, as most actors do.
Hi, I'm Becca. Hopefully he'll be able to find it. I am 24 years old. I am from the States. I do have the legal right to work in this country, though. I have a vignette and a national insurance number and everything. And I'm trying to get into everything. So my biggest aspirations right now are the Fourth Wing TV series and being in a Scream movie. I don't necessarily want to be famous. I just want to do big things.
Nice. Nice. All right.
Okay, just give us one moment. We're just now uploading it.
Okay.
And here we go.
It's been ages! No worries. I hate guns anyway. Well, I applied everywhere in cybersecurity. But, well, it's very competitive. Working here is a lot more peaceful, I guess. I can handle the table, chef. Trust me. Sorry, fellas. Looks like my boss isn't in his right mind. Ricardo Torreira. How do I know your freaking name? I know everything about you. We've been searching for you for 10 years. You're a fucking disgrace to our perfect society. Efficient and glorious. Did you just punch me? Fuck! You messed up my makeup. Shall we start the real party then? Great.
Well done. So this were auditions for the role of V, because Shy Film is going to produce a feature film in October. Now we're moving on to male roles. So, do we still have Ryan here?
Hello.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, Ryan, you can grab a mic and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Ryan Redwood. I'm a special action performer who is currently training into stunts. What I kind of bring to the table is I got one right. That would be me in a second. I almost started having a conversation with myself. Background-wise, I don't have a traditional acting background. I've spent 10 years in the police, and I recently left that. So a lot of my experience is lived ones and dealing with I was saying earlier that it would take someone trying to kill me to get me like panicky about something, but maybe this will do it too. What I'm aiming really to do is to hopefully kind of put forward to the industry and to others that are interested that you don't have to have two legs to participate. I have done roles with two legs and you just can't tell. So hopefully the industry can go, oh, it'll be cheaper to do some practical effects on that guy than CGI and what is other post-production things. This audition is for the role of Punk, who's supposed to be a kind of drug dealer that owns a room, very casual, like I exude energy and you don't panic me, to oh no, I'm going to die. Hopefully you'll see that change there. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Ryan Redwood. I'm 178 centimetres or 5'10", based in Essex, England, and I have a full availability for the 1st to the 14th of October. OMG, Jermaine! I thought you were a goner. How many? 7. 7. I like that number, but let me just examine these. Wait, these are trash, man. I'm not going to waste my time on this. Do you think I'm stupid? I'll give you 3K. The rest, that's on you. You're a cook, not a killer, Jacobs. I respect you, man. Doing something you believe in, you love, that's rare. But all dreams must come to an end. So, is it true? Is it true, you psycho? You made me eat them? You made me eat my friends!
Sorry, it's a bit loud.
Well done. Fascinating. Do we have anyone else who auditioned here? Okay, V as well. Okay.
Can we audition now?
You can try auditioning now. Or you can submit your self-tape. Okay, give us a moment. So we have another V. All right, Yolanda. We have Yolanda. Yolanda. Yolanda, you can introduce yourself. And if anyone else auditioned, you can come to me, so it's a bit easier, then I can get ready for the next person. Do I just... Hello. Hello, I'm Yolanda. I'm a screen actress. I do actually do SPAC work as well, occasionally, so I train in screen combat. But yeah, have fun.
Hello, my name is Yolanda Steiner. I'm 5'3", I'm based in London, and I'm available for the London Screenplays in October. Hello, you're right. It's been ages. Oh, no worries. I hate comms anyway. I applied everywhere in cybersecurity, but well, it's so competitive. Working here is much more peaceful, I suppose. I can manage a table, chef. Trust me. Sorry, fellas. My boss seems like he's not in his right mind. Luca Dottoreria. I don't know your name. I know everything about you. We've been searching for you for 10 years. You're a disgrace to our perfect society. Deficient and glorious. Or did you just punch me? Man, you ruined my makeup. Shall we start the real party then? Great.
Okay, and next up we have Nico. So Nico, please introduce yourself.
And also
Testing.
yo, how's it going? I'm Nico.
Testing.
I auditioned both for Tim and Punk, but I think we're gonna see Tim. Well, it's not finished work. I feel like you always need to keep improving and working on these things. But yeah, hope you enjoy.
Yeah, he's in the team.
So the TikTok is to kind of test first and try and then
Nico, apologies, we only have Punk here.
add to Instagram at some point. But TikTok has generally fast growth rate.
Hey, I'm Nico Bellasaras. I'm based in London. I'm 6'2" and available for the shooting dates. Now I'm auditioning for the role of Punk. Thank you. OMG, J-Man! Thought you were a goner. How many? 7. 7? I like that number. Let me examine this. Look, man, these are trash. I'm not wasting my time on this. Do you think I'm stupid? Look, I can give you 3K. The rest is your problem. You're a cook, not a killer, Jacobs. Look, man. I respect you. You do what you believe, what you love. But every dream, it must come to an end. Is it true? Is it true, you fucking psycho? Did you let me eat them? Did you let me eat my friends? OMG, J-Man.
And well done. One more, Patrick. Patrick, you can introduce yourself. Is Patrick here?
Hi.
Hi.
He's eager. Hi, my name is Patrick McKenzie. Sorry, you can probably hear my whole heart palpitations. I'm nervous AF. I'm new to this. Probably about a year in, so you'll see that. Yeah, I kind of really enjoy characters. I love sadistic characters because I get told that I look like an asshole quite often. So yeah, but yeah, that's me. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
I'm 6'3", represented by Eden Rose Associates. I'm based in London and I'm available for the entire shoot in London. Thank you.
Oh my god, J-Man, I thought you were a goner. How many? 7? I like that. Okay, let me inspect these. These are trash, man. I'm not gonna waste my time on it. You think I'm stupid? Look, I can give you 3K. The rest, it's your problem. Oh man, you're a cook, not a killer, Jacobs. Look, man, I respect you. You do it, you believe in love, and that's rare. But every dream must must end. Is that true? Is that true, you psycho? Did you let me eat them? Did you let me eat my friends?
If you would like to audition, you can still apply. And well done to everyone so far. One more round of applause. Also, if you would like to support film, we're gonna put the QR code on the website so you can have a look.
Hello everyone, I know it's my lovely voice again. So, just to let you know, at 10 o'clock we will close this part. At 10 o'clock we will close this part, but we can go upstairs, right? On the rooftop there is a jacuzzi, there is another bar, and you can continue socializing there with maybe a little bit less pressure. You can still continue networking or just socialize. Also, I would like to ask if anyone is here for panel. If anyone is here for panel, you can come to me over here at a sound desk and to speak to Harry. Harry's here with me if you're for the panel. So come to me or Harry, and then we can organize a bit of Q&A.
I'm Harry, yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kerem. I just want to say, yeah, Kerem, I'm a sound guy. We just want to say hi. He's wrong. Ron.
Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Sorry?
Ron.
Ron. Sammy.
Sammy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Sound, music, always up for composers. Always.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's always fun to see what you guys come up with and how you guys hear us. You guys hear a scene versus specifically like dealing with the scenes. Yeah, so it's very interesting. I've got a couple of really lovely composers from and they're fabulous. And they've come up with some really cool stuff. So I always love seeing that. Because it's like, how do you hear my work? That's
just pause your networking for a bit. Like I said, you have plenty of time a little bit later on. We have amazing panel here, including Ruhi, Oscar-nominated filmmaker. So we might want to give some respect and attention with this Q&A. Also, think ahead. You will have an opportunity to ask questions. So we have Ruhi, Oscar-nominated documentarist, and Will, who is an actor-producer, currently producing Hollywood film, and Marina, who is also producer as well. Okay, so yeah, be free to take a seat, and they will tell you a little bit about themselves. They will maybe introduce their book, and we can have a little bit of Q&A and talk about the industry, and you can think about your questions that you would like to ask. Ruhi, I'm gonna pass the mic for you. You can introduce yourself and your work.
Okay, hi. Hello everyone, thanks for being here. So I'm a documentary filmmaker, and I've been making documentaries for the last 30 years. Used to make films for the BBC, Channel 4, Al Jazeera, American broadcasters and European broadcasters. I specialize in films about the global south, meaning anything but the Western world. I'm interested in people who look and sound like me, and so I filmed extensively in Africa, and I'm originally from Tanzania, so I have a great interest in Africa, and I've lived in Africa in lots of different parts. But I've also specialized in a lot of films about women. So I've filmed with women in Afghanistan, for instance, and the documentary that she's talking about that I got nominated for an Oscar and Emmy, it was about an Afghan women's orchestra and how they had to escape from the Taliban just recently, like 4 years ago, right? And so I made a film about them in exile and how they continued to basically work with their music to perform. But I've also filmed in India, Pakistan, Cambodia, Vietnam, all over the world really. So that's my interest is in seeking the truth about people's authentic voices and really to kind of open a window to the world so that people can understand that actually people in that global south are just the same as people in the Western world. Because there's so many misunderstandings about Africa and Asia, about women, about Muslim women. And so this is my specialization in that I'm trying to open a window to the world and seek the truth about people's lives so that we just have a better understanding of the world that we live in, because there's so much. As we know, the world is so polarized at the moment. There is so much racism towards migrants. I've also made a film about migrants who were coming from all the way from Afghanistan to Britain, and then I did another journey. So I literally followed the journey of migrants from Afghanistan to Britain, and then another journey from Nigeria through the Africa route into Britain. So I'm really interested in how people in our world live and what are the kind of challenges that they face. So I just want to open that window to their world so that we just have a better understanding in this kind of very chaotic world that we're living in, which is being totally, sort of polarized by politicians, by the media, the mainstream media. So it's, even though I worked for mainstream media, the mainstream media I worked for is not the same anymore because they look for sensational stuff or it's very biased. I mean, I think we all probably know that the BBC is terribly biased in the way they're reporting on Gaza, for instance. But Gaza is just the pinnacle of it. That's how all our lives have been reported on, in generally negative ways. And so I'm just trying to redress that balance by the kind of films that I make. So I hope that helps.
Really fascinating, and I have a lot of questions, and I'm pretty sure everyone will have. And Will, you're welcome to introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name's Will Roland. I'm currently blind. I might have got my sunglasses there. I'm an actor and a producer. I've had a really weird life. Started acting when I was young, in the late 90s. I know I only look 20. Why are you laughing?
30 max. 30 max.
I'm not 46 this year at all,
No.
right? Anyway, that's better. Oh, there's people. I thought only you were here. So I decided when I was born in Hammersmith, London, but I grew up in Portsmouth. You might have heard of Portsmouth, best football team in the world. Well, again, why are you laughing? Anyway, so I done my 3 years performing arts, and I decided actually this is stupid. I should get a proper job. The boy from Pompey is never going to be in Hollywood. So I did went in the army for a little bit, and then I joined the police, just like you. I did 21 years in the police. I think with the acting thing, you know, when you're at school and that, they tell you to draw from your emotions, don't they? And I was thinking, I'm 17, I play football. I'll play football, huh? I wasn't good at that. So I had this like really weird life. So I did. I was based in London, same as you again. I retired in 2022 as a sergeant on the armed response. So I did a lot of things in my police career. I was a protection officer for the Queen at one point for a few years. Got to travel the world. It was weird. I travelled the world, but I feel like I've not been there. You land, get there, go. It's nice. So anyway, but throughout the time, when I realised, I was thinking, no, this ain't for me anymore. I've done my bit. I'm sick of being shot at. I've been stabbed twice, shot once. Got the scars and everything, which is nice. And I realised I've been acting my whole life to stay alive. And I want to go home to pretend I'm not bothered by work. So yeah, I decided, what am I going to do? And the only thing I ever did before was acting. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll make it a hobby and do it outside, you know, as a hobby. But anyway, long story short, I got very, very, very lucky very quickly. Made a few phone calls. I've always network's always been the way. And I kept in touch with people that I'm friends with people that do things in England. I ended up with an audition, and the first ever role was in Dumbo, the live action. And it went from there weird and suddenly doing loads of things. I retired from the police in 22, so I went full time from there, and somehow it's evolved into producing as well and writing. I've been in lots of movies, TV shows. I spend most of my time in Los Angeles if I'm not here. I try and go when it's raining here, and I try and avoid my children, which is another thing. Summer holiday, oh, gotta go. So, what am I getting at here? Been in quite a few films you've seen. Some people go, oh, I've seen you. Funny, in America, they go, hey, you're that guy from the show. And I'm like, yeah. Come here, and people go, who are you? Well, that's cool. I'm in the Gentleman series on Netflix. I was in Batman. Done Dumbo, obviously. I thought when I went to Dumbo, the production name was Big Ears. I thought it was a documentary about people with big ears. And I honestly didn't know what I was auditioning for. I stood there, I didn't even know who they were. I signed this NDA for Disney. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe they're filming Disney somewhere in Pinewood. And I blagged it. They said, can you do an American accent? I said, yeah, easy. They said, go on then. So I quit thinking, then, like in the police, stay alive, which state? And they go, oh, that's a good question. No one's asked that question yet. And it was Missouri. I said, oh, God. I give it a go. I've been there. So I blagged it and I got the part. And when I left, they went, hey, Will, come back. Tim really likes you. I said, oh, who's Tim? Tim. Tim Burton, the one you were just talking to. Like, oh yeah. The guy with the long hair. So anyway, but it's been a really weird 8-9 years now. And it's evolved into producing, like I said. I'm currently producing a film set in Los Angeles based on true events. It's a $20 million budget. I'm the executive producer with another executive producer who was the executive producer, I've said that word loads of times, on the Bezos documentary, and she used to work at Warner Brothers for 12 years and she got fed up with it. So we're working together on that. It's based on true events. It's about a firefighter who's very, very unlucky in life and love. He's one of those people desperate to fall in love. He meets a nurse, as you do, and turns out she's psycho, and he's just a pawn. It's based on true events, and the guy who the story is one of the producers on the film, and it was his life. But we've obviously changed it slightly, because names and things. But we've done the film from the point of view of the female, not him, because it'd be boring if it's about him, wouldn't it? The victim. No offence to the victim, but I'm just saying, for a psychological thriller movie, it's got to be more fun. So we got some A-list names we're signing, but I'm not allowed to talk about that yet. We've already got quite a few cast. There's a really good-looking guy in it called Will. Why are you laughing?
The benefit of being producer.
Yeah, I'm actually. I'm only giving myself a small role because because I'm too busy when we're doing it. But I'm going to be the lead, the main villain's lawyer. English as well. I decided he's English. He's got to practice in LA. He's dodgy here, so he went over there. Honestly, that's what I've made it. He's called Jeff. Yeah, it's weird. It's really bizarre when you go over there and you do the location scouting and stuff, and they want $25,000 a day just to film here, and you're like, what? We're just lying doing the street somewhere, but I can't do that. It's gone to that, and there's other things we've got in the pipeline now that we've done, and it's just a mental life, to be honest with you. It's bizarre, and I the way I do and what I say to everybody is, when you're doing one thing, assume it's the last. And just enjoy it, because I still think that I've blagged it. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know. Oh, I'm always a baddie though. So yeah, I don't know. What do you wonder why? I've been typecast here. Yeah, so that's. I know I thought that, but then I stand up then, don't you? But yeah, that's me. I'm Will. I live miles away. I live by Stonehenge, so sometimes you see me praying. And I moved out there for quietness. So coming here today was weird. I got in as 3 people. I thought, phew. And now there's loads of people. So that's me. That's how I'm here. And thank you, Harry, for asking me to come over and speak on this.
Well done. Fascinating story.
Hello, everyone. I don't really have as much experience and biography as you two. But what I can say is, so my project won a Royal Television Society Award 2 years ago, which is called Ministry of Enigmatic Affairs. And I was a producer on that. And essentially, so that was not something I planned to win. We just kind of tried to make... It was a docu-comedy or mockumentary with the influence of Brass Eye and Sacha Baron Cohen, and we brought some paranormal into that. And essentially, we were very bizarrely trying to sort out the British historical mysteries, and we chose to go with the case of Henry VIII and his wives, plural, and we were trying, really, that's the plot, and, it was quite good, apparently. We were trying to get in touch with Anne Boleyn, Henry VIII, and his wives and his mistresses to get kind of an apology and rewrite him. And we also got Anne Widdecombe on it, who sadly was killed recently, and she was playing the minister of the Ministry of Enigmatic Affairs, which was very funny. And I think, if you're interested, talk to me, I can send you a link. So that's the biggest project I've done so far. And I've done it alongside my friend and director, who is now in India, because he had to go back because of the visa. And essentially, so that's what we did 2 years ago, got an award, and now we're trying to sell it to kind of TV names like Hat Trick and UK TV. So I'm really, really into paranormal and into history. So we're trying to mix comedies and history and using sort of different we're working on this project where you go to a pub and you drink beer and you try to get in touch with ghosts. And Jimmy Malville from Hat Trick really liked it, so we're pitching that to him. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Also, as already pitched earlier, I am working on this NFTS reality TV show, which you already know. So that's a side gig I'm doing. And I'm also producing a short film, which I think I pitched last time I came here, which is very strange, abstract kind of... sort of film with West African influences, because it's and it features Wale Ojo. He's quite known in Nigeria, and so he will be Dr. Baba, the main character. And this film is sort of about this young couple who are about to divorce, go to his office, and he's a voodoo doctor and psychotherapist and very strange kind of magician, and they come to him to sort out his problems, and then it turns out that the office becomes this kind of thing in itself where things start coming on the surface. It features a rooster, a real rooster as well. So it's a very bizarre, very fun film to work on because there's a lot of production design involved. So I think I like to do versatile projects. Sort of I just kind of described what I'm working on sort of now. But if I'm going to go to my background, I came to this country about 16 years ago when I was 15. So you do the math, how old am I? Yeah. I don't know how old am I. I'm terrible at math. I'm from Ukraine, but I've been here a very long time, I think. So I kind of got this, I really like British history. I like to work on British kind of stories because I did A-level here and you learn about the wives of Henry VIII and all that stuff. It's like, okay, great. So I think what I started off with, I went to uni, did film, and I was like, I want to be a director. But then it didn't kind of work out very well, so I went to do post-production. So I did post-production for 4 years in a TV channel, which was really good. And after that, I decided that, well, you know, I want to do more creative things. So I left my well-paid job for no apparent reason. And it was actually a well-paid job, and I was being promoted, and things were going well. I was like a coordinator, and I was like, no, fuck it. Go, you know, why not spend money and go to the NFTS? So I got accepted on the 4th time, so it wasn't easy. And to the course I didn't want to do, which was, direct. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do directing fiction because everyone wants to do directing. Of course they do. It's the most popular course, which gets like, I don't know why, 1,000 applications. And there are other, probably better courses. I mean, or not worse at least. So I got into directing and producing TV entertainment. By the way, no one ever applies to it. They're always short. I'm doing a great advertisement here, to the point where it was so good they shut it down. And it's going to be 1 year now, which might be actually better. So if anyone is interested, it's going to be 1 year and it's going to be cheaper. Because I was like, what the fuck are we doing here for 2 years? I was like, but eventually I made lots of TV projects. Turned out to be a better producer than director, got an RTS award, which is good, met lots of people who I still work to this day, never got a job after that, like ever, in film, because my company I worked for shut down, which is great. So now I'm just trying to essentially do lots of like really cool films, like short films. And I prefer paid work, of course, but
don't we all?
But sometimes, if the script is really good, I was like, you know, I'll do it for free, pay me after. So far, people actually paid me, which is nice. And I'm looking, like, as well as I'm looking for cast, I'm also looking for work. I'm looking for collaborators. I produce, but I also like to direct. Sometimes I just don't have time to write, and I'm just not a very good writer, so I look for stories. And I think that's me. Yeah.
Very brave and versatile. We have an amazing panel and very different paths, and all of you kind of have different hats and did different roles within the industry. But I'm gonna open it straight away to you guys because we only have 5 more minutes. So, who would like to ask a question?
Do you want to shout or even mic? Okay, you can have a mic.
No, sorry. I'm Andy. I'm a bit tipsy. Ruhi?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
I have a question. So you say you carry a lot of these girls' stories. I'm wondering, does it ever come like a pressure, like to? So it may sound like a bit like deep, but you can't always include everything, but do you have this pressure to kind of like save them and like represent their story in a way, if that makes sense? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. You know what? They always say that journalists, filmmakers have to be objective. I don't agree with that. I think we have to sort of be subjective. We have to make films with our hearts first and foremost. So when I make films about these women, in, let's say, if we just look at the films I've made about women, what I do is I listen to them with my heart first and foremost, because I want to understand what their sort of life is like. And so I do feel a responsibility to tell their stories as authentically as possible. So for me, it's not so much, you know, that, oh, I've got to make it in a certain way. I was lucky that the kind of commissions I got from the BBC or Channel 4 or whoever, they let me go off and make my films. And so I shoot as well. So I have very, very intimate kind of relationships with my characters, actually. And many of whom I stay in touch with. So I don't think, you know, I can't divorce myself from that, because I think we take a piece of someone when you make a film. And so you have to give a piece of yourself to them as well. That's the only way you'll get the trust first and foremost to be able to make the kind of authentic film that I'm trying to make. If I want the truth, then I have to share myself with them so that they can share themselves with me. And then I think I might get a true representation of who they are, what their lives are like, so that when you're watching it, you are getting the true story. So it's not reality TV, because reality TV, ironically, is not real life, as we all know, right? But what I do is I try to get as close to the truth and as close to my characters as I possibly can. So I think that's the only way to make a good documentary film. Thank you for your question.
It's such a great answer. Isn't the empathy core of everything?
Yeah, I think that is the key. You have to have empathy with your characters, because your characters could be someone who's like your mother or your father or your brother, you know. So if I was making a film, for instance, I made a film about knife crime in South Africa, in Cape Town. We got access to a hospital, which was an A&E department, where, you know, every weekend the number of people are coming in with knife wounds. So my thing was, I wanted to not demonize them, not make them as victims, but to understand why did they get caught up in that situation. So I was making a film about all these people who are getting stabbed, so I followed their stories. And then I really wanted to know, well, who's stabbing them, for instance? So I genuinely went to look for the people, the perpetrators. And what it turned out is the perpetrators were the same as these boys, right? And they were all just fighting for their lives. And they'd been neglected post-apartheid. They were promised so much, you know. This was like the young generation that I was sort of documenting. And they've been so let down by the system that they're still poor, they're still marginalized, you know, their lives are dangerous, basically. So I just wanted to understand them. So I think that's the thing, is you have to go with empathy to make good documentaries. You've got to genuinely want to understand that character, so that when any one of you are watching it, it's almost like you're jumping into their skin to understand what their life is like. So you've got to feel it in a way. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ruhi. Okay, one or two more questions.
I can speak.
Good set of longs.
Hello. Was it Will? Sorry. How do you, when you obviously you've done acting for a long time, I'm guessing that contributes to your understanding when you're now doing producing, right? How do you choose and establish an identity for the things that you are producing?
It's what I would like, I guess. If it means anything to you, then you do it. I mean, I was asked, the film at the moment, Burned, I was asked to be a producer on that because the guy who wrote, whose story it is, was getting nowhere with it. So he contacted me and said, can you help me? And it's funny actually, because I met him, he was an extra on a film I did in Los Angeles a couple of years ago. And obviously I chat to everybody. So we made friends and kept in touch. And then he said, oh, can you help me? And obviously he told me the story, and I forgot to mention, obviously, the deep part of the story is that the film is to help the audience be aware of domestic abuse and suicide prevention and mental health, because there's a lot of that in the movie. And obviously in real life he did try and kill himself because of everything that happened, because he lost everything. because of the baddie. So obviously, for me, it told the story. This one, it's because obviously the film will show that a lot of the characters are real life first responders. So like police, army, police, fire, nurse, doctor. So for me, with my background, well, that's cool, because obviously the tagline that I've kind of put on the pitch is that behind the uniforms, they're human as well. So we want the audience to watch it and think, Jesus Christ, my relationship's a bit like that. Maybe I should tell someone or get help. Or at the very least, thank God it's not just me. And then see that there are people to help. And also see by the end of the film that actually it works out all right, luckily, for him. So yeah, that meant for me, but the other ones I do are the ones that I like things. So get other friends, and comedy I wrote, which we're going to do next. I wrote out in a restaurant. Well, we came up with the idea in a restaurant with a friend of mine who was working with, and we went out for dinner that night. And we just decided that actually that's a good idea, and we did it. So I think you should do what you like. There's no point doing it if you don't like it, because if you don't like it, you don't mean anything to you. So if it means something to you, then you do it, because it's free at first, doesn't it? You don't get paid until it starts. So yeah, that's how I do it. I've never said no to anything, to be honest with you. If it's good and I like it, then I'll say yeah.
Thank you, Will. That's a great message to end this on. Did you want to say anything? No? Okay. Well, I will end this evening then. Let's give everyone one more round of applause, and we can head all upstairs. Whoever wants to continue to party. Yes. And thank you, Harry, for organizing. Yeah.
Jacuzzi bar.
Yeah, jacuzzi. They know it's a jacuzzi.
There is jacuzzi.
No one told me to bring my bathing suit, so.
I have to go home and catch a train. I have a small dog who's waiting to cuddle. So nice to meet you.
Cool. Inspiring.
Because I think eventually it's going to move over to Instagram. Of course, naturally, TikTok just improves very quickly. So I think I will get over into Instagram at some point. I've cut my teeth as an actor. So I've been an actor for years. Obviously, COVID, WGA, SAG, more striking.
Okay, we have to swiftly kind of leave the room. But as you're leaving, you can see the QR codes. You can support Shy Films and the next production and get involved. So on the screen, there is a QR code. But I'll ask you again, please head upstairs. Thank you again, and see you at the next event.
Or show me that I'm wrong. I can be like, yes, please. Give me money.
Interesting to hear.